Okay, welcome back. We're now going to be doing a fun class for backbends called Happy Banana. We're going to be looking at some of the yoga poses where you'll explore a backbend. The very first one that I want us to try out is one called camel. So you're going to bring your knees down onto the ground, and you're welcome to fold your mat to make a little cushioning for the knees so that it's easier. We're then going to take either our toes into a curled position like this, or if you want, you can also put a block behind you. And it's definitely worth exploring first reaching one hand at a time back for the block, because it just means it's a lot less intense. When you add in that little twist, it's also really good for the spine. So let's just do that a few times, reaching one hand at a time back for the block, and then all the way back up, or maybe back for the heel if you haven't got a block, and back up, and then last one. Nice. Now, ideally, we are going to reach both hands back, so you can reach them for the heels or the blocks. And what you'll notice is you do a slight little matrix lean coming back as the hands connect, and then the pelvis pushes forwards. Alrighty, let's come back out of that and just talk a little bit about some of the technique that's going to help set you up for success. Whenever you do a back bend in yoga, you want to place your hands on your butt first, and you want to feel the power of these muscles by doing a big old squeeze. My favorite cue is to say, imagine you're holding on to a winning lottery ticket. No one's going to get it. Once you've squeezed it as much as you can, both hands then reaching back, push the pubic bone forward, and then send a little bit of opening into your upper back. So like your chest wants to touch the sky. Gonna hold it here for one more breath. Big breath in. And then slowly bring yourself back up and out. Well done. So first yoga back bend nailed. That is your camel pose. The next one has got a really cool name. It's the king pigeon. So we have done pigeon before in this series, but now what we're going to do, instead of being low to the ground, we are going to be a bit higher. So position your front leg in the little V that we've been practicing. Wiggle your butt back. Decide if actually you're okay to lift the hands up and hold this shape, or if it's going to be handy sliding a block underneath your hip just to give you something else to push from. Now, ideally, we're going to take the right hand to the middle of the mat, left hand reaches back. If that feels again like it's a little bit too much, you can always grab a strap and loop it around your foot so that it's not so intense to pull the leg in so close. Other people that I teach always just grab their yoga leggings or their yoga trousers, whatever works for you. Now, once you've grabbed hold of whatever you're holding, you're going to then just start gently bringing the leg in until eventually, over time, maybe the elbow hooks around the big toe. But that is a really big jump. So in the beginning, don't worry if you're not there yet. Eventually, wherever you are, we're going to start lifting the bottom hand up. How's your breathing doing? We want to keep it smooth. You've only got a couple left. Well done. And then we're going to gently bring it down. Okay, take the block out the way. If you're sitting on it, let's switcheroo to the other side. Decide, how is this? Can I hover like a UFO? If you're thinking, not yet. Block is your friend, bring it back. Left hand to the middle, right hand maybe strap, trousers or foot. And then just have a couple of breaths before you start bringing the leg in, just so that you're appreciating where it feels appropriate for you. And then slowly explore bringing the leg a little bit closer, hooking your elbow around the big toe eventually, if that feels right for you. Wherever you're holding, it doesn't really matter. The bottom arm is going to float up, and we're going to stay here as we reconnect into that soft, centered mind. Just really appreciating all the sensations that are floating around your body, acknowledging that they're there, not trying to run away from them, not getting too comfortable either, kind of hovering in this meditative state. Then we take those chill vibes with us as we lower. Nice, huh? Now we're actually going to use a similar concept back up into standing. So bring yourself all the way up, stand on your right foot and grab hold of your left foot behind you. Now, same as we just did down on the ground, maybe grabbing your foot feels really hard. I think we've discussed this in one of the previous poses. Maybe you need to just grab hold of your yoga pants. Maybe you're going to grab a strap. Wherever you are, it's all good. You're going to push the pubic bone forward. You're going to use your glutes and you're going to reach the opposite hand forward, maybe to hold on to something, or maybe just to counterbalance this feeling of the back leg reaching. And this is your dancer's pose, so another really beautiful back bend. One of my absolute favorites because of the balance element. Let's slowly change over to the other side. Grab hold of wherever you can. Maybe the strap around the foot. Yoga leggings. Eventually grabbing hold of the foot. And not being too worried about how high the leg goes. Okay, everyone is different. Your body might want to go to the point where it feels really, really like it's working extra hard. Maybe even though you've got a lot of range in your body, today is not the day for that. You're like, no, lady, I'm staying right here. As long as you feel like you can maintain a smooth breath, you're actually doing the most perfect yoga practice. Excellent. And then we're going to slowly ease up out of our dancer's pose. Give yourself like a little shimmy down onto the ground. For those of you guys who feel like back bend is still a work in progress, blocks are your friend. We can place the block like we have done in a previous class underneath the sacrum, but we can also start exploring taking it up a little bit higher and really working the range of motion into a back bend. If you feel like you're ready to actually just use your muscles and not the block, squeezy bum to lift up as high as you can. Interlace the fingers underneath your glutes and see if you can wiggle the shoulders really, really close together. Maybe even touching your bum occasionally for some inspiration. Excellent. And then slowly releasing down. And if you are thinking, do you know what? That's plenty. You're going to stick with that. If you're thinking, I actually have got a back bend, then you can explore taking the hands beside your head. And maybe all you're going to do today is push onto the top of your head. And you're just going to hang out there for a second and then chin to chest to come down. You've got to do a little push before you tuck your chin, okay? You can't just lay down because the neck might feel like it's a lot. Okay, let's try that again. Press through the ground. Lift up your glutes. Top of the head. And then chin in to lower all the way back down. If you're thinking that's enough, you stay there. If you're thinking you want a bit more, we're going to now work on fully straightening the arms, and that might mean 1 millimeter. It might mean fully extended elbows. Let's just have a go and see what happens. Palms down, press the ground away, and lift up. And this is very much not beginner. So even if you've just attempted one step in that direction, give yourself a round of applause because it is so challenging. I'm very proud of you guys. I hope you're feeling absolutely amazing after doing a few extension poses. They are really good for the nervous system and the spine. So let me know down below how you're feeling. It'll be so good to hear from you.